Welcome to this session of Merging to Emerge. It's a very beautiful time when there are so many energies and consciousness that is going on in the cosmic world in terms of what the sun, the moon, and the earth are doing in conjunction with one another and with all the stars and all the constellations. Then there are so many things that are happening in our world. Some of them are celebrations, some of them are observances. And we see that at the same time in a year, different groups of people who may belong to different religions are observing something of importance which is sacred or holy or celebratory for them. So millions of people are celebrating Navratri, which are the 9 nights and days when the goddess energy, the divine feminine, is very apparent and very real and very much here. This comes after weeks of Pitru Paksh, when we look at the ancestors and we receive a connection with them. We get into a connection, we receive their blessings, we may give them some, just some respect. We may also learn from them. We can also heal our ancestral lines. These are all the things that happen, and these are days of silence and going inward and not doing too many celebrations as we do during Navratri. So after all that comes Navratri. This is all connected with India and Indians and Hindus and people who follow those the path of the divine feminine anywhere in the world. Then the people who are Jewish people, they have the Rosh Hashanah, which is the beginning of their new year. And it will end with Yom Kippur, but when the book is closed. So these are the days that they call the days of awe, when they are going inward and they are just looking into themselves, into their life. What have they done? So you see how similar this is to the Pitru Paksh that is celebrated from, coming from India. And before that, another event that comes from India, which is related to the Jains, the Jain religions. The Jain religion is one of non-violence to all beings and to all things. And they have a very nice ceremony which is called Micham. They say sorry to everyone that they know, that if I have done anything to you, that either knowingly or unknowingly, I forgive myself and I forgive you. The importance of this is that you are not putting the responsibility on another person to forgive you, because they may or may not be willing to, but you release from yourself what no longer serves you, whatever you feel you may have done unknowingly, to forgive yourself. So how beautiful it is that in different religions and different observances, we have the same kind of themes that are going. And how beautiful it is that when we grow up, as we keep growing up as human beings, we start learning about the observances of one another. When we are children, we observe what the family observes, what our society, our community, our nation. So our consciousness can keep expanding. And as we keep expanding, then comes our own inner journey and our own inner awareness. How do we encounter something that is different or new? Do we seek to find something which is in common with them? And do we seek to merge with them, or accept them, or acknowledge them, or just tolerate them? Or do we seek to say, you are wrong and I'm right? So this is how we encounter, is totally up to our own consciousness. And the days of Navratri, when we are connecting with our inner divine feminine, whether we are men or we are women, we are all connecting with the divine feminine energies. These are days which can help us to grow in a way that will help us to understand and to accept and even to merge with all of humanity, with all the observances, with all the sacredness that is there among every being. We are often told, and this is a quote from Chardin, Teilhard de Chardin, that we are souls or we are spirit having a human experience. So when we start to merge with all these different observances, with all these different cultures and communities, we go closer and closer to our own spirit. Because spirit does not belong to any one religion. Spirit is in all religions, and all religions are in spirit. It's like God. You cannot have God confined to one religion, but God can be reached through all religions or any religion. So we are not even judging those who feel only this. I can only follow my personal religion or my personal way of connecting to the sacred. That is fine, because each path can only lead to the same God, divine, oneness, creator spirit. And when we begin to accept all forms of being and thinking, we really begin to merge in oneness and in unconditional love with everything and everyone. And as you know, this month of September, we are celebrating unconditional love. We are accepting its presence in our life. We are accepting its presence anywhere it is. And that's the meaning of love being unconditional. It's just everywhere and in everything. So as we are, let's start to go inward and connect with the most intimate aspect of the divine within us. And that is our breath. Just connect with your breath. Take 5 gentle breaths. And as you are breathing, as you breathe in, let your belly expand. And as you breathe out, let it go so that your navel is closer to your spine. So feeling your belly expanding and contracting. You're taking in breath. You're letting it go all around you, inside you, and then you let it out. And now we will take a breath in a mindful way. As we breathe in, feel the air going from your nose down into the center of your body, into your lungs. From the lungs, it goes all over your body. It connects with the blood, and the blood carries everything that you have breathed in to every cell, nourishing it, nurturing it, giving it prana, life force, ki. In such a real physical way, the divine can enter the most material, dense aspect of us. And so you absorb everything that you are receiving from the air, everything that we need just to be alive in this planet. And then as you're breathing out what no longer serves you. And this is the most physical breath. And now we will take a breath with a little more consciousness. So before the air enters you, where was it? Where was this oxygen being produced from? From the plants that are around you. They're producing this oxygen and giving it to you. So as the breath is coming towards you, as the air is coming towards us, let us give thanks to all the plants and the trees around us. But where was the air before it reached the plants? Maybe it was being breathed out by someone, by something, maybe by some animals, maybe other human beings. And as they were breathing out, it was being cleared and filtered, and then it has reached us. And our noses are so beautifully made that they filter out any particles that our lungs do not need, and they just filter in the air that our bodies require. And so now that we are consciously breathing in this love that we are getting from all living beings which are around us, let us absorb the love that we are receiving from all living beings. And let this fill our hearts. This love is unconditional because it is given without even knowledge, without even awareness. This is the way in which we receive love, just from being alive and just from everyone and everything around us being alive. And so now when we breathe out, we are breathing out with love. Whatever we are giving out, we are not giving out what no longer serves us. We are now giving out our love, our gratitude, and our connection to every living being. And this is our second breath. So let's take this second breath once in silence, breathing in love, absorbing this love, and breathing out love. And now we take our third breath. And this is a subtle breath. This is a breath of pure consciousness. This is a breath of light. And this breath goes from a central channel that we have in our bodies, the Sushumna Nadi, the one that connects all the meridians, all the chakras, all the nadis, the rivers of cosmic energy that flow within our energy bodies. They're not confined to our physical body, but within our physical body, they show us that even what we consider is dense, even what we consider is material, something that we can touch one hand to one hand, even this body is not really physical. It's not really just material. It is a cosmic body. It is a body that is infused with cosmic energy, with very sacred, holy, beautiful consciousness. And so now we begin to breathe in by opening up our Sahasrara, our 1,000-petal lotus, which is a little above the physical head. So let's connect first around about 6 inches above our heads, and just start opening the petals of your Sahasrara chakra. Just see how they are opening up. And then place your consciousness into all the star beings, the sun, the galaxies and constellations which are light years away, and connect with the central sun, the one cosmic sun, which is giving light to all these other stars. And see the origin smile there, which is the smile of the Creator Spirit, as he and she created this world. From here, pure light is coming into the Sahasrara. Each petal of the Sahasrara chakra begins to glow with this beautiful cosmic unconditional love. And it begins to flow into your central channel. And you see how from the central channel it's going down all the way into Mother Earth. You're a beautiful being of light, unique in your own space, connecting the universe to your own planet, to Mother Earth, Pachamama, Dharti Mata, the very beautiful Mother in whom we live, from whom we get nourished and nurtured, and in whose arms we are constantly embraced. The one who is always smiling at us by giving us what we need and by removing all the waste that we give her. So with this light that you are connecting, see how grateful she is to you as a being of light who has come into this planet to bring the cosmic energy into her consciousness. This is you as you are merging with Gaya. Gaya, who is Mother Earth and all beings, all things and all people, all living, all sentient and insentient. All are within her. And you are Gaya, we are Gaya. There is no separation. We are completely merged with her. This light helps us to merge, because this is the light of consciousness. This is a light that we cannot see with our physical eyes, but we can so clearly sense with our inner eye and with all our inner senses. And just merge with it. Just feel how it's nourishing, nurturing, empowering, and vibrating all our energy bodies, all the layers of our aura, all the sheaths that we have, the physical, the mental, the akashic, the ether, and the spiritual. All are getting nourished in this light. And as you're absorbing this light, intelligence is developing, knowledge, knowing, understanding, accepting. It is all growing. And in this time, when the divine feminine energies are very present to us, they begin to give us the gifts of the Navdurga, the one divine feminine goddess who shows herself in so many different forms, in whichever form we can accept her, showing us all her different qualities. And now begin to feel these qualities getting absorbed by you. The quality of compassion, which helps us to be empathic with love, with all beings and all things, even with the plant who may be thirsty, or a child who is reaching out, or a friend who is coming to give us something. Just feel this compassion in everything. And the quality of forgiveness, of releasing, of letting go, forgiving self and others, so that we can continue to expand and not contract in pain, just releasing. And feel yourself releasing into this light. This light is so pure that anything we release into it just gets transmuted immediately into something that is pure. So when we are later going to be giving it out, what will go out is just purity. And just feel the acceptance, the quality of acceptance by which we understand and realize and feel that whatever is happening in this world, whatever we are seeing, encountering, or experiencing, is coming from the divine source. Sometimes it is so clear as this light that we know it is divine. And sometimes it hides like a play, like a game, that we are actually, soul is playing with one another, hiding the light so that we can find it. Because when we go searching for the light, we have to first make our own light. When we see darkness outside us, it gives us the opportunity to see our own light. What a beautiful gift we receive from darkness, from pain, from troubles and challenges. And this is the understanding that we don't have to find a fault in anything and anyone. There are no mistakes. Everything that happens from this space of sacredness and unconditional love. And now begin to feel the consciousness of perfect health. This health is in our physical bodies, in our mental bodies, of intellect, memory, understanding, in our emotions and our feelings. Perfect health so that we can have spiritual success. Sometimes this perfect health can mean that our mind is following the body, and sometimes we move our body in relation to the mind. So when we are in pain and we start moving in certain ways, the pain can go away. Or if we are disturbed and we start dancing, then our mental disturbance can go away. We have so many different ways of getting arogya, away from rogue, away from being ill and distressed. And it happens when we know that we are spirit and we are here for spiritual success. We are on a path of going towards spiritual success, which means completely merging with our own spirit and still being here alive in this world. This is the beautiful space that we have been given, that this is possible for us to be alive with this full understanding and knowing and experiencing. And then absorb the quality of fearlessness, like the Devi has, the goddess, the greatest courage that can come to her as a divine mother. And the divine mother can be present in a physical mother. It can be present in a child who is mothering her mother or his mother or his father, because the divine mother is present in all. Sometimes, just as the child feels comfort in the arms of the mother feels comfort in the presence of her children. In a very real way, this is the beauty that we find. The father and the mother find as much comfort in their children as the children find in their parents. And when we begin in this path, let us also absorb and release craving. We have no craving for anything. A desire may arise, but we don't have to get attached to it. We don't even crave enlightenment, don't even crave success, don't even crave health. Craving, we don't have to be attached to. So to be detached from our desires, even when we acknowledge them and sense them, and we see them as the pathways in which we want to pursue our own life. But we release the craving, and this is another gift that the goddess gives us. And now absorb bhakti, the feeling of devotion, just the feeling of love which can flow into the form of God, or it can flow into the formless God. It can flow into the sense that we have of the divine. It can just flow back into the light that we have breathed in and that we are now absorbing. It is the most innocent and yet the most powerful way of connecting with the divine, bhakti or devotion. With this we can sing, or we can dance, or we can just be in a state of love and happiness and grace. And now we absorb the divine feminine gift of generosity. How generously we receive the air that we breathe, this light of the sun. As the saying goes, the sun never tells the earth that I keep giving you light, and yet it keeps giving light. It doesn't even ask for gratitude or thanks. So just as we are accepting with the generosity of others, we realize we are also giving in generosity. Even without realizing, when we are breathing out, some of the plants around us need the carbon dioxide that we give out. Everything that we give out to Mother Earth can be recycled. The worms can recycle our compost. So all of us have the generosity, but when we become more conscious of being generous, then our happiness grows, and we go closer to our own spirit. We start realizing the spirit or the soul that is the I am presence within us. And when this happens, we feel that supreme peacefulness, shanti. Just internally, just feel that shanti. Just feel how you are like the ocean. On the surface, there is so much activity. There's so many waves. There are waves of movement. There are waves of eating, breathing, digestion. There are emotions, thoughts, feelings. There are all these waves that are constantly going on and that show us that we are alive. The waves are beautiful. We can surf the waves. We can swim within them, into them, around them, or they can make us fall over. There's so many things that waves do. They ebb and they flow. We can go close to them. So just merge with the waves of the ocean. As you're breathing in, you're going closer to the ocean. As you're breathing out, you're going away from the waves. Just take 3 breaths with a full belly out. and fully breathe. Fully breathe in, fully breathe out. And connect with the waves of your own ocean. But who are you? You are this inner silence. You are the watcher. You are the soul having the experience. And you're so aware of this. You're so aware that the experience is not you. And yet it helps us to feel this magic of being alive. Always know that at the center of the ocean, deep below the waves, there is vibrancy but stillness. There is peacefulness. Deep within us, it is yet so close to us that in a moment we can be there. Just with our own intention, imagination, visualization, we can go into our own inner peace and silence. And feel to yourself all these beautiful qualities that you have absorbed: compassion, forgiveness, acceptance, health, spontaneous graciousness, fearlessness, freedom from craving, full of devotion, generosity, and this beautiful, supreme peacefulness and silence. And know that I am not Jiva, I am Shiva, Shivoham. I am this supreme peacefulness, the beautiful merging of the divine masculine and feminine with one another, the Ardhanarishwar. And now when you become conscious of this, you realize that you are already breathing all of this out. You're already radiating out all these qualities around you. And feel the gratitude of this world just for the presence of you. Internally look around and you will find that everyone around you is the same pillar of light. And that this light is sacred and holy and vibrant. It is just unconditional love. Now you're not breathing in or breathing out. You're just being. And now comes the last breath. And this is the breath of connection, which we will do at the same time. We feel the breath coming in from the earth into our heart space, and from the universe, from the space into our heart space at the same time. With every breath in, we are breathing from up and down at the same time. And with every breath out, we are breathing up and down and all around us. So from the heart, a breath is going out all around, up and down, connecting us to our own auric body, to all the layers of our aura. And the outermost layer connects us to all of the cosmos. Just by being here, just by these moments of consciousness, we have received and radiated and absorbed the gifts of the universe, of unconditional love. And now slowly start to come back into this physical body. Feel the beauty of it as you move your fingers. See as you move your fingers how your entire body starts to wake up, because your whole body is reflected in your fingers and hands. And start moving toes. Move your head gently, however it feels comfortable. Start to move a little bit. If you can hear the music, internal or external, just sway a little bit. And when you feel you can hear the sounds around you, you can feel the breeze around you. Feel the ground below your feet. Connect with your physical breath and let your breath open your eyes. And as your eyes open, just look at your own self and see the love that is emerging from it, and receive the love. And emerge from these moments of merging, knowing that we are always merged in oneness. Today we are also going to connect with the eighth fire. The eighth fire is a concept, and it's also a very real dream that people have had for connection with the whole world in a very real way. So we have our candles, and I've got the Navratri candles that was made. And we are going to light our candles, whatever our candles are, because this is helping us to physically connect with all the fires that are being lit around the world. And then I'll speak a little about what the eighth fire is. So my fire is lit. And what a beautiful, do you see the aura of it? That was a beautiful purple, violet light came. Show your candle. Ah, beautiful. So when there's an eighth fire, then we feel that there must have been 7 fires. And what were these 7 fires? So it is not a historical, although they show the history of the people of the Americas, because these fires have been brought by the Anishinaabe, and the Anishinaabe are many Native American tribes which are all around Canada and the US, and also they may also be in South America. And they have certain principles, but the fires followed their history. So the first fire was how they came into this land, and how they lived here, how they started prospering here, and then how the colonials came, and how they learned more and more how we should be with people. So although it is historical, when was the fire lit? It may not have been lit in the way we are lighting it today, in the form of candles or bonfires or different kinds of sacred fires. It is more an understanding of how life developed. And when I was looking at what the fires meant, I realized that there must have been a global consciousness in these, even though you're feeling that it's only the history of these tribes. It cannot just be these tribes. They must have had some outer universal vision. And yes, we find that. And I love how it interacts with the Navratri. And that's why I brought those. So we have just seen what are the inner and the personal development that we can do. And now we are going to see how that impacts the global consciousness. So the first, which we know, is all my relations. Or sometimes they're called Mita Koye Oyasan. Or they are called In Lakech, I am another you. All my relations means that everything and everyone, all animals, all plants, all people are related to me. We are interconnected with one another. Immediately when we know that, we start feeling that sense of responsibility that we've been talking about, the compassion and forgiveness and all the ways we need to be so that we can have good relationships with all our relations. Because having relations is not equal to having a good relationship. For that, we need all those qualities that we spoke of. Then there is the concept of reciprocity, which I learned in Peru, they call Aini. And this is such a beautiful way of give and take. When we learn Reiki, we call it energy exchange. And whenever two people connect with one another, or you connect with a plant, or you connect with an animal, there is an energy exchange. We just saw that. We are breathing in and out. There's an energy exchange. But what is reciprocity? And what is the energy exchange we talk about, which is the right energy exchange? It is the balance. That the giving and the taking is balanced with one another. It is how I felt when I was in Peru and I bought something from someone. And then I said, oh, can you give me this for a cheaper price? And she gave it to me. And so then I gave her a gift, which I wanted to give her. Because that was a gift because I felt she had given something to me for less than she was wanting to sell it to me. So I must give her something in return. So I gave her something in return, but then she gave something in return to me. Because she must have felt that. So when is something balanced? When both sides feel, okay, it is now complete. We are balanced with one another, So it is not easy. We can say, let's have good reciprocity, but when do both sides feel that it is balanced? That can only come from that the feeling that we had of being generous and not being grasping, not having cravings. It's also being generous to allow the other person to give. Because sometimes there are people who are willing to give but not to receive. So both sides, both are important. We are as generous when we receive as when we give. When we understand that, then we have reached the understanding of reciprocity. And it is our responsibility, So instead of going out and trying to conquer, as many in the West have done in the past, to conquer, to get, and even now you see people who may be extremely rich and powerful, but they are in their hearts they are hungry. They are never satisfied. So that greed continues, that feeling of lack. So when we release the feeling of lack, and we just connect with one another to see, okay, it's like having 2 glasses of water. When will we have the same water in both the glasses? Then we know. And I realized one day, how do we know that it is right? And I understood that it happens when your heart is smiling. Because the heart knows. Remember, we were breathing, the heart is breathing from the universe and from the earth, and giving out. So the heart smiles when everything is in order, When everything has happened in a balanced way, the heart will know. So even in many of our events, I say, give what helps your heart to smile. Because if someone's heart is smiling when they're giving me something, then I know it is exactly what is meant to be. And when my heart is smiling, or if it's not smiling, then I know I need to give something more, or maybe I need to give less. Both things are necessary and important. So, Aini or reciprocity and the responsibility for it, it's a huge lesson that, especially in our modern society, we are all learning. But as we learn, these are the ways we are lighting the fire. This was the physical fire that we are lighting. But we are lighting the eighth fire by absorbing these principles. Then understanding that there is something which is just close to us and some things which are far. Like when we are giving, we can give to someone far away, but we must give to self, we must give to family, and we must give to people who are near to us and dear to us, and not only to strangers, to those who we don't yet know. It's very important to have this sense of closeness and far. Because although we are all interconnected, this makes for a good, balanced relationship. I think of it like a tree or like a plant. If the plant has a very strong trunk, and sometimes I saw this recently, I had a plant which was growing so beautifully, it had lovely flowers and beautiful little fruit, and suddenly one day it died, and I couldn't understand why, till I realized that the roots had gone. So until the roots were strong, the plant could keep smiling, but then couldn't sustain it. So it's the same with us. Our roots are the self, the physical self, the individual self, the family, the neighbors, the relations, and the wider world. And if we do this in a balanced way, then the whole structure is very strong and solid. But if we leave out some parts of it, then the structure can fall and break. So it's important to have place-based knowledge and the global perspective. And then it is learning from our non-human relations. And this, I think, some of us know so well, because when we are with plants, we see how they relate to us, how they talk to us, how they connect with us. One day I was thinking, how did the first people know which plants to eat and which not to eat, which plants to grow, which herbs are for healing and which are not? Today we can go into the internet, we can go into AI, we can ask one another, we can check with our mothers and grandmothers. But how did the first people know? And then I said, let me see if I can find that. And I closed my eyes and I just started sensing all the plants in the garden. And I said, can you tell me, are you edible? What is your purpose in my life? Or something like that. And I could make out which plants were and which were not. Now this can be something very personal. Maybe it was just right for me, or it could be for all. So the beauty here was that you could communicate. You can ask and you can receive an answer, but you will only receive this answer if you're very open. And this openness is what will come when we work on all those qualities which we spoke of when we were talking of the divine feminine and what it can give us. And then it is the prophecy. So the beautiful prophecy of the eighth fire is that after all these difficult times that humanity has gone through, the time is coming of interconnection in which all will benefit. And I feel maybe that's why even this co-creator circle was able to take birth, with the mission to co-create a world that benefits all. And by all, it means all people, all animals, all things, all beings, all elements, the whole universe. And And how can we do that? This is something which we can, each of us may have received a message, and that message may resonate with us. There are many global movements today. One of the most simple global movements that is going on are that at a particular time, connect with the earth and send love. Now, some of them say do it at noon, at 12 o'clock UTC. That is the Universal Time Coordinated. Others say another time. So whatever, I take things in a very simple way. Whatever message has come directly to you and resonates with you, that's the movement that you're meant to join. So the message that came to me was of 909. So if once a day we enter into the space of loving kindness, of loving gratitude for Mother Earth and all beings, just feeling that immense gratitude for the presence and the beingness of everyone and everything, and just staying there and feeling the love that we are receiving from everyone. And if we can do it at the same time every day, knowing that many people, or maybe everyone, is in this space with us, then already we start entering a consciousness and a beingness in which we can develop our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual strength and health. It starts happening in a personal way, and it starts happening all around us. So it's very important to have a daily, regular practice and know that it is not we alone, but that there are many who are with us. And immediately we will start seeing, which we have already started seeing, that the whole world is transforming. And when that happens, the prophecy of the eighth fire will have come to be. It will be realized, as has been said in so many ways and by so many people. So this is it from me. Do you have anything you would like to share, Patricia? Thank you for joining with me, and to all those who could not come. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. No, I just want to say thank you. It was really, really beautiful. I really connect with my inner self. I found that middle of the ocean, that peace in the middle of the ocean. And it's so important to remember that, because it's so true, right? If you go deeper, you can find that peace, that calmness, and it's just you have to remind yourself, all the time that it's there inside of you. And it's so beautiful, because the word that I had in mind at the beginning of this meeting was compassion. So yeah, so it was wow, it really resonates with me, because it's all about having compassion with yourself and with the world. And what you just mentioned now about sending the love to the world and come up with a specific time is so beautiful. But for example, for me, I do it when it comes to me, and it's also okay. I wish I can remember when at 9 or 9. Sometimes when I see the time, I do it. But what I do is that when it comes to me, when I remember, I just send that love, whenever time of the day, if it's at 6 a.m. in the morning, 4, 3, or at night. So I think it works, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Anyways.
yes. The difference between spiritual and religion is the way in which we approach it. So if we think, oh, I religiously have to do it, I must, I must, I must,
Exactly.
then we are making another religion, and the world does not need another way of religion. It just needs another way of consciousness. So what you are doing is just you've opened your consciousness, and whichever movement is calling to you, whichever time zone is calling to you, calls to you, and you hear the word. And if at one time you start being that I want to be also giving out at the same time, it will come to you, you know So some people make it into their as a reminder on their alarm. Others do it some other way, and others just wake up at a certain time or happen to be looking at their watches or something at that time. So then you know, okay, now I have got into the groove. It takes time sometimes to enter into a certain space, and maybe not, and everyone is not called to do it. Nobody has ever said that the whole world should do it. Some people have to do it. Earlier, there were 40 sages all over in the mountains who were doing it. Now there's a call for thousands in every time zone. And maybe one day the whole world, I don't know. But everyone is receiving it. That's the beauty.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's very beautiful. So
yeah,
thank you, Meenakshi.
yes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to all those who were not able to join, even though they signed up, and those who may be listening later, thank you so much. We're going to end with our gratitude lotus, just feeling the gratitude of the self, of everyone in the world, of our families, of our souls, and the spirit and the heart that we have, and the creator spirit that has infused our world with unconditional love. And we send it out to all. Bring it back to ourselves. And get connected again. Thank you.